Good afternoon, students. I hope so you all can hear me well. There's a question and answer session also at the top. If you are feeling any difficulty in hearing me, kindly do let me know. Now we have 10 participants and our class time has been started. I'm just going to start my lecture with my introduction first. I am Saira Asad, linguistic instructor, and today I'm going to give the guidelines on the journal and academic training on IELTS exams. What you are going to have the questions in the paper, that's all going to be discussed in detail. I'm going to make you familiar with all those questions, how you're going to attempt, how you're going to prepare yourself for that. So how the this all session of today's is going to be that what we are going to cover in this is the pattern of IELTS reading section and what are the required skills that you have to apply in attempting the that module of IELTS, and how to attempt the questions and the strategy implementation for each question. Then the pattern of IELTS reading section. What sort of questions are going to be in that reading module? The IELTS basically takes 1 hour, 60 minutes, and consisting of three sections with 40 questions. And they are based on the various types of questions. We are going to discuss step by step what sort of questions are that. Apply academic and journal training are almost the similar questions, a little bit difference in that. I'm just going to tell you what's going to be the difference about that. Keep this in mind that no extra time is going to be given to you for shifting the answers. So you have to be very, very conscious about the time. In the journal training module, each section consists of one or more passages taken from the sources like advertisements, leaflets, magazines, etc. But it's not like the academic. Academic means the passages are taken from the books, journals, like this. So this is just a little bit, briefing, giving you the briefing about that. What's the difference about the academic and the journal training? And but the way and the tips and the strategy you are going to apply in those questions, that is going to be the same. Few tips for attempting this module. Listening and the reading section share the same question types, basically. They're the four modules of IELTS. And we are touching the very first today, reading module. How you're going to do that. And if you don't understand the vocabulary, but I would say that don't waste your time on that. If you're reading a passage, just read it out. If you can't understand any word that is difficult for you, don't waste your time on that. So go ahead. Then afterward, you will be able to understand that what does that mean. We don't have a dictionary to consult that exact meaning, but you will get an idea what sort of meaning of that word is. The reading texts are very planned, actually. They are planned to prepare academic articles with the design set of questions, but for attempting those sort of questions, a lot of practice required. You have to practice it before attempting that. Just by attending the workshop or just getting a guideline. No, you have to practice for that. A little bit, you can pick up some a newspaper, read it out, a paragraph or a two, and then read out, and then get that what the information the paragraph is giving you. That underline the things, highlight the things. Okay, this is the main aim of the paragraph. This the okay, you're not understanding the meaning. Underline that word, but after ending the paragraph, you will get to know what does it that word mean. Many students think that they can read very well, but answering the questions requiring practice, and they are required to be answered to the point. Otherwise, your marks are going to be deducted. For this section, reading module, the skills which you should have it, that you have to locate the specific information. The everything is going to be over there. You have to find it out from that. The passages are there. You have to answer the question by reading that passage. The multiple choice questions are there. You have to read the passage, and you have to answer the questions like this. So you have to locate the specific information in that passage first, then remembering the details, extract information from the text. Because there are going to be questions like you have to do label the diagram, you have to fill the table. So the details are given over there in the passage. You have to remember that. Just go through that the passage, and whatever the question, and you have to be very specific and just fill the blank. If there's a blank over there and you have to answer it, you have to answer accordingly. Understanding paragraph, tracing the main discussion point of passage. Yes, if you are reading something, you should understand it. What is the passage is giving you the information. So you should understand that paragraph. Then identification of attitudes in the text. What is attitudes means? What the writer or the author is giving you the information, what his views, what is his views, views, claims. So you should be knowing who is saying what. You have to understand that first. Locating the aim of the text. What is the aim of the text? If some thing is in front of you, you should be knowing, what's the main objective of this passage. Finding out the main idea from the text. Then you have to be very much alert in extracting the main idea of the text. I'm just going to give you a glimpse of the questions. What type of questions are going to be a part of reading module? So the question might be notes, tables, summaries, flowcharts, pie charts, diagrams, etc., etc. That can one question can come like this. You have to label the diagram, fill the table. Just giving you the glimpses. Short questions and answers, completion of sentences, matching the information, multiple choice questions, matching sentence endings, information identification, identifications of authors' views. Now, the very first thing that's very important, what is the question? You have to follow the instructions, because there is a time constraint. You have to be very much particular in managing to answer every question in the limited time. So you're not going to have a lot of time to waste. So whatever the instruction, you have to be very much particular. If one word is going to be asked to you, write it down, you have to do that. So focusing on the given instructions while answering. What type of information question is asking for you? For example, write no more than one word. Write no more than two words for answering each question. Maybe one question is requiring write no more than three words for each answer. So you have to be very much to the point. Whatever is the question, you have to answer within that question. You can't ignore that instructions are strictly to be followed. Otherwise, that is going to be wrong. Your answer is going to be wrong. You are going to be less marks in that. The very first question, as I told you, if you are going to have to label a diagram, so how you're going to do that, what are the tips and the strategy you're going to apply. On the IELTS reading test, you might get a question that asks you to label the diagram. There are three kinds of diagrams. You might get a technical drawing, machine, or invention, something from the natural world, or design, or a plan. It's not necessarily everything is going to be there from one aspect. It can be, from the technical side, from maybe a machine, maybe something else. From the natural world, it's going to be there. You have to label that. The common problems which has been seen, the students are doing that they don't focus too much on the on the diagram. They're not supposed to focus too much on the diagram, basically, because just have a glimpse of the diagram, just have a glimpse and an idea. If you're not familiar with that, don't worry. You have to read the passage and then come again, then you will get to know, what the diagram is explaining you, because this is a very new thing in front of you. You're not familiar with that. The relationship between the text and the diagram is important. Failure to identify the paragraph with having related information. These are common problems, you have to be, quite alert about that. Read the passage, then try to trace and label the diagram accordingly. The tips, one has to focus on the word limit, scan the text, identify the type of word, for example, noun, verb, adjective, what you think that is telling about you something, just underline that. If find difficult to answer any question, leave for a time being. Go ahead. Then come back after words and read it in more detail. And definitely you are going to trace it out, what to do and what to write over there, and double check your answers. One of the example has been taken from the past IELTS papers. It's going to give you an idea that how a question can be in the paper. So it's a diagram. There is a passage also that's describing this all, and look at the question that is clearly showing that choose one or two words from the reading passage. You have to be very much particular about that. And the labeling, you have to label that. You have to read it that, and you have to be very particular about that, and just understand the label and follow the tips, and write it down and double check it. Then another question might come of the summary completion. Look at the question. Choose no more than one word from the text to fill the blanks. Okay, they have written choose no more one word. That's instructions. Yes, that means you have to write only one word. Just follow this. And they have given a few of the list of the words also. You have to read the passage first, and go through the question first, what they are asking, and then go through the passage. The first time, for example, the first time, if you look at the the blanks, I'm just reading from that place. The first time that an dash of an ear age was recorded was in the 1940s. Okay, the first one is this, and okay, let me read the passage also. The first recorded case of an airline passenger turning seriously violent during a flight, a phenomenon now widely known as air rage, happened in 1947 on a flight from Havana to Miami. Okay, this is quite similar. The information we were looking for, yes, that's over there. But what is the most suitable word? We have to locate it. The first time that a dash of an air rage was recorded was in 1940s. It was okay, but over there the case. Yes, the very first line, the first recorded case for an airline passenger turning seriously violent. But they have given the words also. They are the paraphrase words. Very similar word. You have to fix it. Put it over there. So the incident seems to be the most suitable word for this blank. The first time that an incident of an air rage was recorded was in 1940s. Yes, the same meaning, that's giving the same meaning. Whatever in the passage they were explaining, this word is giving the same meaning. So this is the very suitable. And the other blanks are going to be followed like this: keywords and phrases. Okay, the highlighting of the keywords while answering the short questions is must to locate the exact information. So, how you are going to do that? When you're going to read the questions, then passage. That's going to be in your mind what you are looking for in the passage, basically. So, underline it when you're going to read it, the passage, underline the main phrases, the information. Firstly, read the question for which you're going to locate the information from the text. Questions reading first, then reading of the passage. Scan the headings in the passage, and to find out the relevant part of the text for answers. How you're going to scan the heading, what the passage is giving you, or what the passage is written about. Check your answer. It is the according to the maximum word limit that's in the question. Yes, use the same word that is mentioned in the passage. Don't use your own words for answering this question, because that is over there. You just have to answer that. A glimpse of a question, how it's going to be like the short question and answers. The question is short answers requiring one or two words only. For each question, look first the question what to find. Scan the heading for finding the suitable answer for the exact section. Your answer must sense grammatically be to be correct. Okay. First of all, what you are looking for, read the questions, okay? And the question is write exactly two words or a number from the passage for each answer. Okay, what is the number of children that the New England Journal of Medicine studied? Okay, this is the first question. Okay, we have to go back to the passage. This peanut allergy theory backed up new research. This research is about the peanut allergy. You have to read the passage. When we have gone through this the passage, we have come across what we were looking for. Oh, there's a 550 children. Okay, what is the number of the children that the New England Journal of Medicine studied? They studied 550 children. Yes, we have found it, but it's not necessary. That's going to be in the first line, the second line. You have to now locate this, then read it out. Then the next question also, then the third question you will get to know. This is the way your brain is working to extract information, to keep the information for the next question also. And this thing is going to be carried on for the other questions. Sentence completion question. How it is going to be in the paper. This question is designed to evaluate your proficiency locating specific details from the passage. There is no need to choose a specific word from the text to complete the sentence. There is no need to be very very to go from the other side. So you can't go to the use your own word, just to be very specific. Don't be unspecifically quote anything. Everything is over there. Just pick the most suitable word and put it over there. Highlight the keywords or term that is used for locating the desired information. And this module is also going to be a part of the listening module also. This sort of question is also going to be there. So you have to be very much particular and understand and remember what every question should be tackled, and what you should be knowing. Mostly you have to read the questions first, and then the passage, and highlight the main points in the passage. As a sample, this slide is giving you a glimpse of the sentence completion question, how it is going to be like. If you look into that, we can have a look that complete the following statement using no more than 3 words. They have given the word limit to us. Okay. And what Australia was originally founded as a dash. Okay, we are just going to read the passage. It is about European settlement of Australia. Okay, this about this paragraph is academic. This is just have been taken from some book, from some magazine. So it is related to the academic category. European settlement of Australia began in 1788 when a British penal colony was established to the east coast. Okay, Australia was originally founded as a dash. Okay, we have got that, the British penal colony. This is the most suitable. We understand the meaning of this sentence. So, this is the most suitable word that should be placed in this blank. Okay. Now, go for the number two. The major consideration in colonizing Australia was Britain's dash. Okay, what is that? Then go ahead, read more. The thing is in your mind, what is being asked from you. You just have to go through that, the passage. Then when you just go through the passage, we have just come across that overcrowded prisons. Yes, the most important factor of Britain's need to relieve its overcrowded prisons. The major consideration colonizing Australia was Britain. Australia was, yes, this, yes, sorry, yeah, was a little bit reading in detail. The second, overcrowded prison, is the most suitable word for this sentence. Yes, you should, you have to concentrate there. Yes, yes, it's fitting in that sentence. It's the most suitable word. Yes, I just confirm it. It is going to be there. This is the way how you are going to follow the instruction, the tips, and the strategy. Then comes matching information, in which comes skimming and scanning the information. The tips, what is skimming? Okay, that both involves scanning the text or read the text quickly, but for different reasons. Okay, skimming strategy is done to get the main idea of a text quickly. It is done when you are very time conscious. Reading a text quickly to get the idea. Don't get into the details. Just go through that. I will quote you the examples also. You can when you go to the market or in a restaurant, you just go through that the menu list quickly. What you are looking for now. Yes, after just reading a text quickly, oh, this was the information you were looking for. You wanted this thing. You just come to that point. This skill is known as skimming strategy. How you're going to do that? These tips: practice required by reading articles, summaries, reviews, etc. Choose your answer through the elimination process. Everything requires practice. Without that, you can't go ahead. For going for your it all seems to be a little bit easier. Oh, I can do it, but when you sit over there in the exam, it's not easy. So just practices, because you have to get the good band in this. And by reading articles at home, summaries, reviews, different, a lot of practice of that requires that gives you most confidence also. And you will be able to tackle a new question in your exams. Skim, read the question, look for the main idea, choose the right answer. Skim, when you read the passage or information, you're just looking for the main idea. What is your requirement? Looking for the main idea or a main information, as I quoted the example in front of you also, and choose and place it over there wherever it is required as per the question. There is an example of skimming. A passage is there. You have to choose one, the correct option from the different multiple choice. What is about? This is about a fear of Brexit brain drain as European Union nationals leave British universities. Okay, now we have got the idea what the passage is about, what it's going to tell us. all about, quickly. And I'm just skimming it quickly, reading the paragraph to have an idea. Okay, this is all about this, and what we have to look for, what does the author want to communicate to the reader? Okay, for that you have to go through quickly. Most of the have, you just like this in your in your mind, you just have to skim it all. Okay, this thing, but then afterwards you have to a little bit slower and read it in detail to pick the main idea. The answer is the press is to blame for many people living Britain. When you read the whole paragraph, you get to know what the passage is giving you the information, and what is the most suitable answer to be picked up. Then scanning the information, how it is done. Scanning is done when you're looking for a specific type of information, like dates, names, facts, etc. But how you're going to locate it? By looking for the information, the timetable, the time guide, and find facts you need quickly. You have to practice a lot. Just pick up any magazine at home, any newspaper, and just scan it, and what you're looking for, underline that, highlight the word. Okay, this in this paragraph, this is when scanning, you're looking for the specific information. For example, if you go to the train station, there are a lot of information going on over there on the boards, but you have to look for your specific information, where you want to go. So you just scan the board quickly. Oh, then you get your information where you want to go, and you just read that in detail. So this means that you have scanned the information, the whole informative board, you have scanned it. A sample of scanning, the question might come of the scanning, and how you're going to do that is one of the paragraphs of the newspaper is over there, and you have to choose the best option of it. The topic is mind if I take this space. Okay, you just have to read. Okay, you're getting the idea what the passage is going to tell you about. Then you just scan the details, and they have given us the information also, three options also. Then again, three options, you have to match the matching features. What is the similar, what are the similar features and the most suitable answer to be picked up. So BBC employees, if Cube, Stanford University is there. So they what do not always have somewhere to work. Okay, every morning workers are at the British Broadcasting Corporation's, Britain's public sector broadcaster, rushing to new broadcasting house, the company home in central London. It's not because they cannot wait for to start work. Rather, they are involved in a daily scramble of secure a desk in the offices. The corporation has committed to hot desking, and etc. All that, you're just going to read it out in a little bit in detail. Then you're going to figure it out. Okay, this is going to be the most suitable answer that should be picked up. You have to a little bit scan it up and just underline the words which you are looking for, but you know what you are looking for basically. So you have to read the passage in detail, but keeping that in mind, the time limit also. Okay, now another question, matching headings. Okay, how you're going to do that? Start from the paragraph reading. Understand the paragraph and come up with a paraphrased heading. There are going to be a lot of 3-4 options in front of you. When you have read the paragraph, then you will be able to relate what is the most suitable heading goes with that passage. You are going to choose the most suitable heading for the passage. Sentence should be short and giving meaning of the whole paragraph. And please try not to match the same words that are mentioned in the paragraph. You have to create it, but that should be related and giving the exact meaning what the passage is giving you. The paragraph should be read carefully to understand the main idea. Yes, You have to understand it. It's not a lengthy paragraph. Never we have heard that it's going to be a very lengthy paragraph. It's a very suitable paragraph. If in one go you can't understand it, go give a second chance, go through that, then see what is the most suitable heading for that paragraph. Is it covering the main idea of the paragraph or not? It is not asking for the details, but rather to portray the main idea of the paragraph. After in the paragraph, choose the most suitable, yes, for the giving options that I have already explained. You have to be very much particular. You have to be very exact and very much careful regarding the main idea of the passage. A sample is in front of you, a paragraph is in front of you, and the headings, three headings are given you. Two types of stress, the fallout of cell death, the stress reduction in animals. This paragraph is about the stress hormones, all about that. So when you have read this paragraph, I have read this paragraph. So the most suitable heading which I have, chosen, that is fall out of self. That is the most suitable heading goes with that. You have to read it out. You have to understand it. Is it giving the whole meaning of it? This heading, it is not totally telling you about the two types of stress. What sort of two types of stress? No, the stress reduction in animals, no, it is not. This paragraph is not having the information about the stress reduction in animals. It's about our brain, how stress, how imbalance of the cells, this all, the most suitable heading after reading the paragraph goes with the second one. You have to attempt this question like this. Then matching features. When this sort of question is going to be in front of you, you have to skim the text, quickly to understand the main idea of the passage. Multiple names of people, years, places are used in the question. In this question type, the matching features are presented in the text where comments and opinions are presented in the paragraph. It is not necessary that all of the questions are going to be the same that are in the text. You have to figure it out. Maybe the first question answer is going to be in the middle of the passage, maybe, and the second is going to be at the top of the passage. So there's not going to be in the sequence. You have to read the paragraph carefully to answer the questions correctly. These need to pay close attention in the option list to avoid distracted information. Yes, the choices are going to be there. Everything is going to be there. You just have to concentrate and choose the most suitable option for your question. Okay. This feature requiring matching features. This feature requiring to match a set of statements or pieces of information or to a list of options. The options is a group of features from the text. They are determined by the letters. For example, you may be required to match the different findings or to a list of researchers or characters, characteristics, to age groups, events, historical periods, etc. You have to match the features. Different things are going to be there. You have to, which is suitable for which. It may be the instruction will inform you the options may be used for more than once. It may be used for more than once, maybe 2 or 3 times it may be used, but you have to pick up the related one which you were looking for. This which assesses the ability to recognize the relationships and connections between facts in the text and the ability to recognize opinions and theories. This is the ability to recognize relationships and the connections. This is all about the description and your understanding. You have to relate and connect it by choosing the exact words that are mentioned there. matching features. The sample is in front of you, and that is the question is you have to pick A to E, any A to E which is suitable for this these blanks. Okay. Fair dismissal, summary dismissal, unfair dismissal, wrongful dismissal, constructive dismissal. Okay, these are the things you have to read the passage and what they are going to what they are asking you to answer. So the most suitable thing is going to be placed over there. First, read the blank. An employee is asked to leave work straight away because he has done something really bad. Okay, just read the paragraph. If an employee wants to dismiss an employee, there is a process to be followed. Instances of minor misconduct and poor performance first must be addressed through some preliminary steps. Okay, now we are getting the answer from these two lines. The employee again go for the question. An employee is asked to leave work straight away because he has done something really bad. So from the options, just match it. This statement is fair dismissal. Immediately has been it's right. Immediately he should be fired or dismissed, or it's an unfair dismissal, wrongful, constructive. No, they are giving us a summary of dismissal. They are explaining something. If something has done this, so that can be, these sort of instructions are going to be given to an employee. They're explaining this. So this is the most suitable option for this blank. So we placed it over there with the B. B, B option, summary dismiss, is the most suitable for this blank. So you are going to take this strategy and the tip for the other questions also. Then one question might be of the multiple choice questions. How you're going to attempt this. The multiple choice questions is also known as MCQs. Identify the question type. First of all, you have to identify this. Before you start any reading passage, you should first take a look at the question stems to get an idea what you are looking for. You have to read the question, what you're looking for in the passage. You're just going to the reading the passage, and you will forget. You have a lot of information, but exact information, the very first question, what you're looking for, you have to read that. Then when you are reading the passage, the things are going to be in front of you. Oh, this has been asked for me. So relate and pick the idea from that passage and write it down in your question. Underline, highlight keywords. As you read the passage, you should get into the habit of highlighting the main words in the paragraph, and later on you will be able to find and relate those words with the questions. These are often like nouns, names, dates, numbers, or other the keyword, the main things which you think they are very prominent and they give you a lot of information. So underline it first. Reading in detail. When you read the text for the first time, you should focus on the topic sentences and skim the rest of the paragraph. Multiple choice questions, a glimpse or the sample is in front of you. Okay, we are just going to have a look what is about. It is about, is violence innate? Okay, then we have to choose the correct answer for that. Okay, what did archaeologists in southern Germany discover? Show hint. Okay, we 34 animals, graveyard containing 34 skeletons, relics of early civilization, 9 adults, male, 7 adults, female, and 16 children. Okay, they're very specific. Numberings are there. They are mentioning in numbers. Okay, just go through the paragraph. In 1983, archaeologists in southern Germany discovered a mass grave containing 34 skeletons. Oh yes, we were looking for this information. We have got it. Underline 34 skeletons. Go again for this number one MCQ. That what did archaeology in southern Germany discover? Show hint. Remains 34 animals. No. Dead animals? No. Graveyard containing 34 skeletons? Yes, graveyard containing 34 skeletons. That's correct. The B option is correct. Just match it with the question. I remember that what the information I was looking for. So that was in my mind as soon as I read the lines, I started, to read the passage. I got to, I just, it's given me the hint. Oh, this was the information that I was requiring for. So use this tips, to, it's just going to, very manageable in that constraint time. And you're going to follow the whole question. There's not going to be two or three options. There's going to be many options. So you have to be very, very alert in attempting these all. True, false, not given statements. Another question, true, false, not given statements. How you are going to identify the information. This feature type question asks you to read the statements and compare the information from the given passage. Yes, again, the passage is going to be there. You have to read it carefully and going to answer if the statement is yes, no, going with your, with the information, you are going to reply yes, true. If the passage doesn't agree or disagree with the statement, you have to write, you know, not given. If it's, the information is not there, but the question that's there, but you are confused. The information is not there. You have to write not given. If it is the passage disagree with the statement, answer will be false. You have to write false for that. How you have to skim the passage. Locate the keywords. It is to understand through understanding of text, not of their knowledge. Keep this in mind. It is the understanding of your text, not your knowledge, how much you are knowing other things, because everything is new. Maybe with some passages are going to be there, you're familiar with that, but most of the time the information is new to you. So it is a skill. Your skill is going to be gauged, not your knowledge. So be specific at attempting the questions. Whatever is asked, you have to be very specific for that. Everything is in front of you. The test is designed to evaluate your skill of identification. These all modules are there, and it seems like, oh, it's easy. It's no. You have to be very specific, very much particular in answering all those questions. So it is your identification of your skill, how you are good at that. So by your answers, attempting that questions in that manner, that's going to show your skill. A sample is in front of you. Okay, it is about the quest for beauty. Okay, people do not get any information about the dangers to their things. I'm sorry, there's a picture is coming in front of me. I'm trying to manage it, but I'm really very sorry for this. But as soon as it's going to vanish, I will be able to read that out. Yes, please do not get any information about the dangers to their health when they purchase unregulated weight gain pills. Okay, it's true, false, not given. Okay, it is about when we are going to read the passage, it is going to be, it's true. The passage is telling about that. Yes, it's the exact information is that is mentioned in the passage. When the people buy the things, the pharmacies don't inform that what are the benefits the benefits and the dangers of these pills, but they but they buy it. So this is mentioned in the paragraph. So there is a drawback also, because they have to sell, pharmacies have to sell that, but they don't want the customer what is right, what is wrong, and the labeling is not there. So the information is true, that is there. So we are going to mark true over here. You have to answer like that. First of all, what you're looking for, then read this question, what they are asking from you. You have to write true, false, and or not given, whatever. But for this, it is given in the passage, so it is true. And rethink identification and matching. Okay, first of all, read the questions. First of all, read the question, then come to the the statement or a passage. Then highlight the keywords, the main keywords like, okay, Chile, South America, 9,500 years. Okay, then in this sentence, Just highlight and underline these words. There's a one line, one sentence is given to you. Chilies originate in South America and have been eaten for at least 9,500 years. Okay, you have to agree, disagree, not given statement. These are the words that you are going to mention. If you're agree, you have to say agree, as it if it goes with the given sentence or statement. Chilies come from South America. Chilies originate South America and have been eaten for at least 9,500 years. Yes, I agree with that. That is mentioned. Yes. People began eating chilies in the last few centuries. No, it is not mentioned over there. It's, the exact number is also over there. So disagree. Disagree. South Americans were the first people to start eating chilies. It is not like this. The chilies originate in South America and have been eaten for at least 9,500 years. This is the exact information, but it's not there. They were the first people, those who started eating chilies. Not given. The answer is going to be not given. So this way you're going to relate your answer, and you're going to rethink about, is it like this? Go to the statement again after reading the option. Oh no, it is not like this. Agree, disagree, not given. You have to place with every given option. How to identify the writer's views or claims? One question might come like this. It is not necessary all those questions which are mentioned are going to be a part of your IELTS, reading module, but these are all questions are there, and maybe one or two in any paper they can be skipped, and maybe they are all are going to be there. But for this question, when you're going to identify the writer's views or claims in the statement, how you're going to do that? When are asked to identify the writer's view claims, and marking it yes, no, or not given. When the writer is expressing his or her idea in the passage, that is known as opinion. When the writer expresses statement as a fact, it is a claim. This is the meaning of these two words. View, when expresses his own idea, the writer plays. This is the opinion or a view. Claim, when expresses statement as a fact, he's claiming that. They're giving the statement with the proof, with the giving the some figure, that thing has happened somewhere, that is claiming. So you have to be very much sure it's a view or a claim. For identifying the claim, one has to interpret the text. When the statement agrees with the view or claim, you have to write yes. If then the statement contradicts the view of the writer, you have to write no in front of that. And when it's not possible to say what the writer thinks, and it's not mentioned over there, you are not reading again and again the passage, you are going to write not given. Any knowledge that bring from outside the passage should not play a part when deciding on their answers. This question type assesses your ability to recognize opinions or ideas, and so it is often used with discursive or argumentative text. So this is the main explanation of the question, how it's going to be over there, the meaning, the view and the claim, and how you're going to recognize and answer the question. A sample is in front of you. How you're going to identify writer's view or claim. Okay, scan the heading. The risk of cigarette smoke. Okay, these are all about the smoke and the risk to health. Okay, what's the question? If a statement reflects the claim of the writer, if the statement contradicts, okay, there's explaining yes, no, not given. Again, I've just explained in the previous slide. The first option is 30% of deaths in the United States are caused by smoking-related diseases. Okay, but it is not mentioned in the paragraph like this. We are not agree. But when you're going to read this whole paragraph, you're going to get to know. No, it is not. It is not written that they are smoking-related diseases 30%. So it is no. When if a partner in a marriage smoke, the other is likely to take up smoking. It is not written anywhere. When I gone through this paragraph, it's not mentioned. So not given. If the long-term smoking in a larger percentage leads to develop serious medical condition, yes. When I read this paragraph, it is mentioned here. Yes, the answer is yes, and you're going to write it like this. Okay, now we have come to the conclusion of the reading module. We have discussed all the questions in details, and with the tips and the strategies for attempting those questions. Now we have come to the conclusion of whole reading module, that what you are going to keep in mind before attempting the reading module. You are going to be very much focused on the time management and preview the question first, read introduction first, then the conclusion and the body of the text at last. Is also a tip. It's a little bit bigger paragraph, then you can want to just skim the text, just read the heading, the first paragraph, then conclusion, then the body. This is the way how you can quickly do your do your reading and get the main idea. Don't try to read each word. It is very difficult to read each and every and understand every word. Just go ahead, just keep reading. You will, something is not understandable, it is not necessary to just waste time to understand that. When you read the whole sentence or two sentences, you will get the idea. Oh, this word must be giving this information. Then spend no more than 1 minute on each question. These are the tips. You have to be very, very much sure to be very, very, very much within the time. So 1 minute on each question should be given at least. So to very specific, your whole focus is going to be on the on attempting your paper, and with the concentration. Understand it, manage it well, and you can do your very well in your paper. But practice requires. I wish you all the best for the reading module practice, and every week on Friday on the same timings, I'm going to conduct the other three remaining modules, and I hope so you all are going to be a part of that also. And if anybody wants to ask questions, you can ask questions. If anybody has questions, you can type it or send it. Okay. I'm so happy now. I'm reading your questions. Here it is. Let me have a look. I just want a little time, and looking forward all of you in my other sessions on Fridays, and we are just going to finish all the modules. Thank you. Very appreciating. I'm so grateful to you all to be a part of it. I've just gone through, skimmed your messages. I'm very happy to receive such a lovely remarks. It's a great. It's a great, and thank you so much. I'm highly obliged, and I'm so happy that this platform has given the opportunity to me, and to give you the lecture from Malaysia. It's an advantage for you. I'm as a linguistic PhD expert. I wanted to interact with you at this time of pandemic. and to give you the lecture and to the exposure. And I'm so grateful as I getting to know from your remarks that you have got a lot of guidelines from this webinar session. I'm looking forward for your presence in other seminars also on the platform of LearnPay, and those who are willing to get into the grammar classes, because these are the a little bit you can say that for the professional purposes guidelines IELTS. For the grammar, for understanding of the correct usage of the English grammar, you have to get back to the Learn Pick also, and that is in my plan to introduce those courses also as soon as I'm going to get hold of these all the confirmation and how many students are willing to do that. I will definitely prepare my lectures according to that, and I'm so grateful that I am in touch with you in UAE, and God bless you. Have a happy Ramazan, and a lot of prayers for all of you, for the whole world in this pandemic, and this in this time, the time of crisis for the whole world. This online platform has given the opportunities to not to stop learning, and inshallah, I'm looking forward on next Friday in the listening module of IELTS. Till then, thank you so much. Khuda Hafiz.